with us. Just because Tech Coach Ralph is here, I'm going to say it again. He was on the show this past Saturday, and he was officially the 100th episode of the podcast. So I was like,
Hey.
claps up for that. It's been over a year now since we've been doing this, about a year and 3 months, and so it's just kind of cool to see the hard work and everything kind of come out there. So thank you so much,
Facts.
Tech Coach Ralph, for being on the 100th episode of
Facts.
Technique Tips. So that was exciting. Yo, let's do this before I get started about my week because I had a long week.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe if you have not already to the show. Thank you so much for supporting it. Go ahead, and if you are a podcast listener, go ahead into the link below to check out the podcast. And we would love for you, if you are interested, to subscribe as well to that. What up, Mario? We got Mario on IG. Awesome, awesome. So glad to see you here. Oh man, I hear you, brother. OTTO says, yeah, these 2 gigs is kicking my behind. Yes, kicking his butt. Well, hopefully that won't be the case for much longer. I know you're
Yeah.
upskilling, so
Yeah.
we'll hopefully see something there in the near future for you. But man, I gotta start this weekend by first starting about my week. So this week was not necessarily a fun week for us. My wife got into a
Yeah.
car accident, and thank God that she was fine. She was a little shooken up, a little shocked. She did go to the ER because she is pregnant, so they wanted to make sure the baby was all right and that she was all right. So that was the truth of the matter, was they had to do that. So when they went there, it happened to be the same hospital they were planning to have the baby at. So all in all, she's doing good. Baby is doing good. And that same night, that same night, my what up Kai, Kai, excuse me, Kai on Instagram. What up, Kai? So that very same night, I was sleeping, right, because it was a long day, and one of my kids like screamed out. Actually, a couple of them screamed out. They're like, "Oh!" Oh, oh." Happened that the television fell in their room, right? But all I heard in the midst of my sleep was fire, fire. So I just got into full like emergency mode. I sprung out of
Yeah.
bed. I ran full sprint, and they had a bag on the floor, and I slipped in that bag, and I think I tore my rotator cuff. I just flew and just
Oh.
slid on the floor, and I'm still in pain right now. I can't go. I could go this far with my hand versus like my hand going all the way up. So I might gotta get that checked out. But it was not a fun week, I could say. But the
Yeah.
weekend was good because I got had Tech Coach Ralph on, and that was great. We had some friends come over on Friday to check up on us, see like what's going on with y'all. Yeah, everybody's getting in a car accident and injured. No, it was really cool. It was really cool. I don't know, Superman title. I guess that was a mindset, but it was a fail. It was a fail for sure. My shoulder still says it's a fail, but I'm gonna get that checked out, man. I'm gonna get that checked out.
Yeah. Got to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the glass sheet's okay. That's right. OTTO. And Tech Coach Rouse said about the Superman title. Well, I wanted to, just start off by saying, just gotta give thanks about this week, man, because even though it wasn't the best, it could have been worse. It could have been worse for sure, for sure. And one of the things that you realize in life is that there's a lot of changes that happen, right? Sometimes
Facts.
you have to make changes and adopt with the times. And one of the things that we have seen, is that there's different companies that either adopt with the times or get left behind. And so one of the things that we're seeing is Netflix, not trying to be like their predecessor. I don't, you know who I'm talking about, the video VHSs. They're trying to
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. They're trying to adopt with the times because they're basically saying, you know what, everybody's doing live content. We're doing live content as well. They got the NFL. Uh, they're trying to get the NFL games on Netflix now. They did the Tom Brady roast. I think it was last week or the week before. They did the Cat Williams last special live. They have quite a few different events that they're doing live. And so I wanted to ask a question to the audience, and of course you, Trey. Did Netflix make the right move to feature more live content? And this is something that audience you could chime in as well. I'm going to drop the link as well for everybody to jump in on the call if they want to jump in. But did they make the right move in regards to providing more live content?
Man, bro, I mean, I think so. You gotta always like you mentioned a while ago, you got to change with the change. And so, you know, if you don't want to get left behind, that's what needs to happen. And if you think about it, I did it on accident with I think it was the Cat Williams one. I just happened to turn on Netflix and it was on at that time, and I stayed on it. I was like, oh, let me see. I forgot. I had forgot that it was gonna be live, and so I just kept, you know, we kept watching it. But to actually have NFL games, like that's gonna be huge. I don't know how many. Do you know how many they said they were gonna have? Like, is it gonna be the whole, you know, the whole season? Is it just gonna be a few of them? But yeah, that's huge because you know a lot of people watch NFL. But ultimately, it's just all about eyeballs and keeping eyeballs on the platform. So one way to do that is live content, especially, you know, I don't know. I think it was a good move for them. We'll see what they continue to make live, right? Like that's what's gonna be key. Can you make the right stuff live? And you know, that can get people on or keep people on. Like, so we'll see. I think, do they have that Jake Paul fight as well? Is that live or
That's a good question, audience. If you know the answer, please let
yeah,
us
if y'all
know
know,
below.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Somebody has it. I can't remember. Somebody's doing that. But yeah, I mean, if they can keep picking the right things to go live, it should be special.
yeah, no, absolutely. We could definitely talk about that a little bit more. Y'all, I put the link into the chat. I'm gonna actually put it again for those that are coming in. Go ahead, like, comment, and thank you guys. I see a lot of support in the comment section regarding my arm. I'm gonna get that checked out for sure.
Got to.
Uh, yeah,
Got to.
actually, Tech Coach Ralph says they're actually a bit late. Amazon, Hulu, Roku have already done it, which is true.
It's
That
true.
is true. They're trying to avoid the fate of Blockbuster.
Hello.
They're trying to avoid the fate
Ooh,
of Blockbuster. I think it's good to have more competition on this level when it comes to like live content. I wish they would had a little bit more content. You know, there's always YouTube TV. I'm not too sure what's the better streaming service out there. What do y'all use? Y'all use Netflix, or I mean, let me go back. Let me take it back. What do you guys use for like live streaming? Do you guys use Hulu? Do you guys use a particular like Sling? Like, what do you use for live TV? Please don't put anything in the chat that will get you in trouble. I just wanted to say, if you got some jailbroke thing, just be like, I'll talk to you about that later. But I don't want nobody getting in
I'm
trouble
trying
in
to
the
think.
chat.
What do I use for live? Oh, I know. I was like, we got plenty of apps. Probably need to delete some of the apps. But for live TV, actually, funny enough, I just use my parents' cable. Like
Oh,
they have Dish, and I plug into that. I'm like, what's the login? Matter of fact, I created the login. They didn't even have login. I'm like, let me create this login so I can use it. And then my other brother used it. So that's what I use for live TV.
oh man, I forgot to say Darcel's in the building as well. Good morning, Darcel. Good morning, brother. Glad to have you on the show, man. Rocking with us for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. But have too many streaming services. That's how I feel too. I feel like I need to
Didn't I
cut some of
just
them.
say it? I got a
Yeah.
lot of them. I don't even know. Peacock, Hulu, Netflix. Uh, I don't even know, bro. It's too many.
Morning,
Paramount.
Paris. Good morning, Paris in the building. Good
Hey,
morning.
good
Glad to have
morning.
you.
Good morning.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. I feel exactly the same way. Tech
I
Coach
need to
Ralph
delete them.
says,
We don't watch them.
yeah, he says I have live on Roku, but I'd rather watch on replay on 2X. So he's trying to save some time there, you know. Oh man, oh man. Let me see. We are trying to see about specifically about the streaming. Yeah, so in regards to that, man, yeah, there's a lot that goes on there. Farah says I had never had one subscription. I just use the accounts of girls that like me. I'm in tech. Don't get high off the supply. So, he said that's me though. That's just me. I'm not saying to do
Hey,
that,
no,
but
that works too. You know, let me get that login.
let me get the login. Oh, that's funny. The meal was good, right? Let me get that login. That's a new
Yeah,
that's a new conversation.
I need
I
that.
need that. Yeah, and Tech Coach Ralph says the only live TV I really watch are my content creators on YouTube. I hear
Hey,
that.
hey, that's majority, right? Like for sure, for sure. I watch a whole lot of YouTube.
Oh yeah, and Tech Coach Ralph, I saw your comment about the ortho. Let me touch base with you after the show. Yeah, definitely. Let me touch base with you after the show for sure about that. And Tech Coach Ralph said allegedly in regards to what was said before. That's right. Allegedly is very important. Uh, he's a he's a wire shark for the. Oh no, I'm gonna take that off. I'm not giving anybody any sort of ammo. But you know what could give people ammo is in regards to fear is what's happening with the Apple iOS 17.5 update. So Trey, I'm gonna pass it to you about that story because that thing is
Man, man, it's crazy.
crazy.
You ain't lying. It can give you a whole lot of ammo in it. Uh,
Yeah.
let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. I went to send some pictures and I saw like that latest picture section, and they were NSFW material. Okay, that was made years ago when we were living apart. It
Whoa.
was permanently deleted, by the way, guys. Permanently deleted years ago, but now magically it's back. Check my iPad, and it also had the same pictures as well. Obviously, I'm not
Hold
talking
up.
about me. I'm not talking about me. I never had any NSFW photos, but I'm talking about a guy who made the comment on Reddit, and it set ablaze, right? It set it ablaze, and basically there were other people who chimed in and was saying, "Yes, same here, same me, me too," on this Apple iOS 17.5 update, and basically it was causing previously deleted photos, including some NSFW ones, to reappear on certain users' devices. So basically, that update it was intended to enhance security safeguards, but it exposed some things, didn't it?
Da,
But
da,
anyways, it said
da.
users reported that years old deleted photos were resurfacing in their camera roll in the recents, like if they just took them, right? So I'm pretty sure that probably caused some problems somewhere in somebody's home. I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, man, I didn't see anything. And then I went back to my phone, and I tried to look in my recents. I didn't see anything, but man, apparently a lot of people were having some stuff come back from the dead. My thing was, are you actually saying that nothing is really deleted on the internet? Something that you put on the device is actually never really deleted, even if it goes to the permanent deletes? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, how did they come back? Because even if you delete something, it stays in there for 30 days in case you need to revive it. But then after that, it's supposed to be permanently deleted. So I don't know how in the world that happened. I don't know.
I gotta go to the comment section because I started laughing right away.
Oh
Uh,
Lord.
the first thing is Mitch says I love Apple. And then just to
First
follow up
person
with
I
that.
thought about.
Yeah, I know, right? Anything goes wrong with Apple, Mitch is taking a bite. And then Paris says, I wonder if it's an iCloud thing. That's a good question. Maybe it
I
might
don't
be
know.
something going on there with the iCloud.
Either
Uh,
way, remember, y'all, it's supposed to be permanently deleted. So
yeah.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing.
False advertisement. False advertisement. Mitch said, "Here we go, Trey, acting like Shannon Sharp. No, it wasn't me. LOL." That's our
No, that
last.
that was literally that was straight from Reddit. I just read it. Y'all assumed it was me based on how I was reading it, but no, I was just reading what the homie said.
And then Tickle drops says exposed. Uh,
Oh man.
this is a good question though. I wonder what happens if you sold your phone and someone updated the phone. Who's
Oh man.
who's information? Who's like what's gonna pop up there? You know?
Yo, that
Uh,
that'd be
that,
crazy. Maybe if you already logged into your iCloud, but
yeah.
what it would be wild if both, if something from both phones popped up. Like,
Yeah. Is it on the hard
you're like,
drive or is
man,
it cloud? Going back to Farris's
I'm
statement.
black. Who is this white person? What's going on?
Technical Trout says, I'm not talking about myself. I've always been an Android user. That's so funny. It's so true. But yeah, that's a good question. Is it iCloud or is it like the hard drive of the phone? And and then Tech Coach Ralph says you got to permanently delete it. I would love to hear your thoughts on what you mean by permanently delete it, because a lot of people need that information. Tech Coach Ralph. For
Yeah, yeah,
myself as
yeah, Ralph. I got that Google Pixel 8, bro. I don't have an iPhone, so I don't even have these problems. Okay.
I just use it to look. I just use the phone to look cool. Here's the thing: I never used to care about phones back in the day, and I still
Yeah.
don't. I just kind of. I used to have like, I don't know if you remember the flip phone that used to be sideways flip. It was Verizon,
Oh
the
yeah.
Juke. That's how I had that
Oh, the
phone for a
Juke.
long. I had that phone
Gotcha.
like in
Yeah.
college.
I do
And
remember the Juke because my dad had the Juke.
yeah,
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 I remember the Juke. I actually, man, I switched from, like, they were on Verizon. I switched from them so that I could get the Sidekick.
yeah.
But after a while, I just couldn't take T-Mobile service. So then I went back to Verizon. But yeah, I remember the Juke. That's funny.
Yes, that is a crazy name if you think about it, because it kind of comes with like a switchblade. So
Yeah.
if you think it's called the Juke.
It
Uh,
was crime deterrent, man.
Definitely, nobody wanted that phone. Nobody wanted that phone. But I had that for the longest while before I got married, and so for me, I never was like a big picture, taking pictures everywhere and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I never really had that much of an issue with this particular topic. But I just find it like, even if it's like something that randomly, let's say you took something for like the doctor's office, take a picture of certain area
Yeah.
because the doctor needs to see something or whatever, and you don't necessarily want that to be out.
You
You
just
just like,
pop
oh,
back up.
it's like, oh, you saw your phone one day, you're like, what is this? This is crazy.
Yo.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. Seiko's Ralph said, LOL, it's just a joke of it permanent. Permanent doesn't work. Just do it twice. I know what he's talking about. So
Man.
there's a part where you delete it from your phone, and you have to go in and say delete forever or something like that, and then it deletes it forever. But at this point, it's not deleting it forever because it's coming back. So,
Exactly, bro. That's my whole thing. I'm like, if they're supposed to be permanently deleted, why in the world? How in the world are they coming back? I'm telling you, it's crazy. By
oh,
the way, did any of y'all? Did any of y'all? I know Mitch didn't because he's not on Apple. Did any of y'all have any issues with that, with the new update or anything?
y'all probably didn't even know. Y'all got to check right now. Go
Man,
ahead
if
and
you
take a
like, I
moment to
mean,
check.
if you like my wife, you definitely didn't because she's not updating. Uh, she never update. Always late with the update, but yeah, it's
Uh,
crazy.
OTTO says everyone getting leaked in
Yeah, man.
2024. Takeoff Ralph said I had a T-Mobile Sidekick in 2004. Cat
Oh no,
Williams
I was
told
late,
y'all what 2024 was going to be. Oh
man.
man, updating my
Exposing
iPhone right
everybody.
now. We about to find out on this stream if this is working. Moral of the story: only take NSFW photos on Android. Bitches. Techo Ralph said that bitch is laughing at that as well. I mean, hey, listen. At that point, listen. Get a Polaroid picture. Just that's just if you want to roll that way, get Polaroid pictures because it's not safe in these streets. But what is safe to know is that there is
Yo,
some place.
what
Go
about
ahead.
that?
Go ahead.
What about that, bro? You said Polaroid pictures. I was just thinking, were there people actually taking, like, I know now we got the self Polaroid, right? Boom, it come right out. Were there people taking NSFW photos on the little, like the wind up one where you gotta snap it and then send it in to like Walmart or something? And they had to, you know, actually, I don't know what it's called. What is it called when you get the film developed? They
Develop.
had to
Yeah,
develop those. Like, you coming back
I
to pick those up, they looking at you like,
I know what you went into, Miss
$16, please.
Johnson. Miss Johnson.
$16, Miss Johnson.
Yeah, and here's the thing, truth be told, people probably there's probably plenty of stories of people that send in crazy pictures to be developed.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
wild. That's
eh,
wild.
I mean, hey, What a time to be alive. If that was a job that you had, you literally like, wait a second, what am I going to get today
Yeah,
to
must
talk
be
about?
21 to work here.
Yes, cannot be 21, please. Bitch, say, here you go, Miss Parker,
Yeah,
in the
dog.
best Kevin Hart voice. I'm ready for the tour. Oh man, uh, that's the Farrah said that's a spicy way to take NSFW picks. Delayed gratification. Oh man,
Man.
listen, that is hilarious. Oh man. Oh, but I tell you one thing about developing a photo, you got to literally go outside to do it. And that is similar to the bulletin board that we have for you this week, y'all. It's going to be a quick one. Like
Mhm.
always, we always say, y'all, go ahead and go to blacktechglobal.com if you want to be able to see all the goodies. Before you do that, this show's been fun so far. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. YouTube.com/at Talk That Tech Show to do that, and you will not regret it. But yes, right now we'll go to the bulletin board. The bulletin board is actually provided from Black Tech Global, your premier source or directory for upcoming tech events. And real quickly, because we like to do this segment nice and sweet, and if you miss anything, you always go back to the website as well. We do have a friend of the show, Coach Bay. She's actually doing episode. She actually has something coming up right now. It's going to be May 20th, which is actually today. One day with Coach Bay. $35 from this is from 6 to 7:30 p.m. and it's actually going to be virtually or online only. But definitely check that out if you are interested in updating your game when it comes to your resume, when it comes to getting a job placement. And she will definitely do her best to do that, help you out. She was actually at Diversitech recently as well. But you could definitely sign up for that on Eventbrite if you are interested in her services. There's Workflow Wednesday. That's actually coming up here in Tulsa. So if you want to chance Wednesday, May 22nd from 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., that's going to be happening in Tulsa. That's actually free. So you definitely, if you're interested and if you're in the area, check out Workflow Wednesdays, calling all Tulsa entrepreneurs, side hustlers, business operators, and the startup curious. So you want to check that out for sure. Then we got Black GovTech Mixer. That's happening as well this week. And so you want to look into that if you are looking just to kind of change some things in regards to learning more about the industry and connecting with others that are in the GovTech space, right? You can check that out. That's happening on Thursday, May 23rd from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and that's free as well. So if you are in the area, check that out for yourself. Then we have out of office at JP Morgan Chase. This is something that you might want to look into. It's actually a form that you have to fill out. So when you get a chance to go ahead and fill out that form if you're interested in the event, and that form you'll be able to find it on Black Tech Global. Now, last but not least, but there's plenty more episodes, there's plenty more stuff on the actual site itself. When you go to Black Tech Global, you're going to be able to be part of this event called Dallas Black Women in STEM. And this event is happening currently Saturday, May 25th. Location is TBD, but it's between 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Cost is about $35, but it's from 12 to 4. And you're going to be able to meet up with other people in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics space. So if you are interested in that event, definitely check that out, especially if you're in the DFW area. And that is it for us when it comes to the bulletin board this week. Again, there's so many other topics, but I just want to give you a nice taste so you know where to go. Go to blacktechglobal.com for more. And if you have any questions or if you know any of the events that you like, hey, we need to definitely highlight this for this week, let us know as well. Unfortunately, we can't time travel, but we can try to do our best to get the word out so y'all are aware. Time traveling, we cannot do, but
No.
AI travel agent, that might be something to consider. Trey, what are your thoughts on that?
Bro, listen, y'all know we had some really some breakthrough stuff going on in AI, right? You got open AI with Chat GPT's new update, right? now you can show Chat GPT stuff. Now you can talk with it, interact with it a lot more. But right now, Alaska Airlines, they were testing some new AI travel stuff as well. Actually, an AI travel planner. It was a
Mm.
tool. It's a tool that is supposed to transform the way people search for airfare. So the tool, it acts as a personalized AI travel agent, and it's helping users find flights based on specific travel needs and the culinary journeys or hiking trips. All right. This is what's crazy is actually recommending the trips based on price, destination, and mileage plans, and the miles, right? So what it's doing is it's leveraging the generative AI technology from OpenAI. So we're hearing that name a lot. Might need to be something that we keep an eye on when when you can buy some stock and stuff. But there's others out there for sure that you can get into right now. But anyways, right now it's designed to make searching fun and efficient. It's looking to reduce search time and boost revenue, obviously from their side. So the tool actually sometimes shows some errors at this moment, right? It's varied results for the same like search, but obviously over time that's going to get fixed and continue to get better. And then the future, it actually may see AI handling entire booking processes, right? Making it a more seamless and easy way to get it done. Just imagine just popping open the phone and being like, "Hey, I need a trip straight to such and such and such and such," and then boom, you got it done. So I don't know. It's looking pretty interesting with all the different things and ways that people are using AI to their advantage. I would when I first saw this story, I thought I was like, oh man, the travel agents, get ready, y'all are gone. Good is gone. On fire. But here's what I thought as I pondered on it, as I pontificated on it. No, I'm playing. I don't even know if I used that word right. But no, really, as I was thinking about it over the weekend, I was like, man, really the top of the top travel agents, they're just gonna get even better and be able to give a even, a more streamlined, a better experience to people and individuals. Because I mean, there's a lot of people out there who aren't even gonna like. They're not even gonna mess with it. They're gonna still go to a person and have them get it done and finish it until this gets so simple as to just like I don't know, typing in a Google search, and it could be there already, but I could just see people rather using like a person to get the whole travel arrangements and all the fun activities done still. So, but that's just gonna make it a whole lot easier on the travel agents when this thing goes, world like all over all the airlines, and then you can, get everything done. So I don't know. I think it's still a ways off from them taking over, but it is a step in the direction.
Yeah, definitely a step in the direction. And listen, y'all, I dropped the link in. So if you want to call into the show, you can definitely call in, whether you're on Techniques Tips or if you're on Talk That Tech. You could call into the show if you have any questions or thoughts. It doesn't even have to be about this particular topic. It can be about the older topic that we're talking about, because I know that in the chat, y'all are still talking about Miss Parker. Y'all are still talking about. So go ahead and do that. But Farrah says ChatGPT might be worth the $20 a month now for me. And I see what you're saying, because right now it's kind of growing to a level where there's so much you could do on it. There's so much you can do on it. And we paid $20
Hmm.
for stuff that we don't even per month, that we don't even use as regularly as we use ChatGPT. We use that thing almost every day now. Like, it's becoming a real part of our lives, and even the big boys are recognizing it and investing in it and trying to partner with it. So we'll talk about that in the next segment for sure. But yeah, absolutely right in regards to that. It's starting, the value for it is, the price tag is starting to grow. Yesterday's price, not today's price, right?
Man,
Uh, and so that's the truth. But when it comes to what you're talking about, even though the the travel agent may be something that can possibly start very soon, in regards to just like having an AI planner, trying to cut out that middleman. Like, having that human's touch is going to be so important sometimes to close a deal, because the AI might be able to provide what people want to see or think they want, but if they have other questions that it to like just they want to negotiate, they want to haggle the price or whatever, it's really hard to do that with AI. It's like AI is like, this is the price, and they're like, well, what about this? Okay, cool, this is the price.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe right
But
now.
yeah,
Like,
right now,
what if over time you're like, hey, over time you can be like, hey, give me this and try and
yeah,
get a deal in this range between
yeah,
this number and this number. The lower the better. And then, and keep it going. And then it haggles for you.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, I'm just saying over time.
There's a lot. There's a video that I posted on my stories this past week where basically this man is having a full blown conversation with AI, right? And AI was very encouraging, very uplifting, and a lot of the men in the chat said, "Listen, if you put some silicone on that bad boy, I'm good." Like they're like,
I am crying.
they're like, some people are like, "Oh man, when is this coming out?" And because it's AI is growing to the point that it's very much, it's
It's
right
already
there.
out.
Yeah, it's right
I
there.
tried it
So
yesterday.
I
The day
think
before
that
yesterday.
yeah, you did, right? You tried it? You
Yeah,
tried
bro. It's
the
that. Yeah, you did it up, or it's already on the app.
yeah, and so a lot of people are just like talking to it like it's like their best friend now. Uh, and so the
That's
question
hilarious.
the question I had was in regards to the travel agent. Let me go back to that. I think eventually what's going to happen is people are going to have to find other roles within it. Maybe they're the person that is providing the keywords and maintaining the AI, but yeah, you definitely got to need to find new roles. And I said, and my post was about at the SDR position because I believe, and we had a conversation about this before, that
Hmm.
as quickly as you can get into this position is as quickly as you want to see. Obviously you want to learn, you want to grow to become an AE or another role, but let that be the objective because and I'm speaking for myself because I'm an SDR right now. That's the objective, is to move on to the next role as soon as possible, because I thought it would be like 5 to 10 years. This thing's catching up pretty quick. It's quicker than we
Moving quick.
thought.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
not just for travel agents; this is for everybody. Like if your role in OTTO, I see in the back, I'm bringing you up in a few minutes, in a minute or so. But if your role is one where, hey, listen, y'all, AI is sniffing around, businesses want to make money. They want to save money. So they're gonna see that as an opportunity. But I wanted to lay it. We got somebody on the line. We got OTTO in the building. Come on, sir. I'm gonna bring you up stage so you can talk and share your thoughts.
What's up, family? How y'all doing?
Doing
What's
good,
going
doing
on,
good.
man?
Good to see you.
You too.
Good to see you.
So my thing is, when Trey was talking about that, it made me think what would be good. Let me get this light. What would be good is for like therapy. So if you get to the point like you were talking about, like friend, say something comes up and you can't afford a full blown therapist, this would be maybe a segue, a little bit cheaper, that you can kind of talk to somebody, get those feelings out, and go that route. So I think that'd be kind of cool to see if somebody can take it to that point and get to where somebody can use AI and use that conversational part of it to kind of get some of those things out and kind of help get you started until you get to a point to where you can, what I'm saying, seek out a therapist to help with trauma, childhood issues, stuff like that. So it just made me think about when you guys were talking about that.
Yeah, almost like having like
Yeah.
a companion. Um,
Right.
yeah. I no, I'm thinking as you said that. I'm thinking out loud. Like, what are your thoughts, Trey? Because you about to say something. I'm sorry. I didn't
Oh
mean
no,
to.
you good, bro. I could wait. I was just gonna say, yeah, it's I could see that happening because obviously the knowledge that it has, it is more than capable. And then you couple that with what they just did with the update on ChatGPT, and you saw like even on the video, their launch video, I did a whole like, hey, he was like breathing really hard, and ChatGPT was like, hey, slow down there, buddy, and let's take some deep breaths. And then he took the deep breaths, but he did them like in a crazy way, like just way faster. She's like, no, not like that. Let's go in, slower, and so he did the slower breaths and stuff. So you know, um, I mean, I guess maybe that's what they were alluding to, even in
Wow.
the the actual video showcasing it. So yeah, I could see that happening for sure. I might get on that, right? Let me go ahead and create the app, plug in ChatGPT, and make it $1. And make it $1. We're gonna help others with the with the counseling section using AI.
Yeah, I think somebody like Better Health, because I know AO promotes
Mm-hmm.
that a lot. I'm sorry talking about like some of those type of places. I think they probably will start adopting something like that. It might be a little
Yeah.
cheaper, like I mean, like you can kind of pick and choose. Like if you want an in person, not in person, but like if you want an actual person for your therapist, I mean, you had your traditional pricing, but if you can't afford that, then I'm saying here's an AI option that we can provide for you to talk to somebody and kind of get that out and a little bit cheaper option for the time being. I see some of like I said, like Better Health or some of those type of
Yeah.
online platform therapy platforms probably using the technology to go that route. You know what I'm saying in the near future.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
my
can see it. That delay, like how normally, like, hey, you make us something, you put it in, and then there's a delay there. It's
Right.
gone.
Right.
It's gone. Like you can cut it off. Like like you can, it can be talking, and then you like, no, not like that, and then it'll stop and then redirect based on what you were just talking about. So yeah, it's definitely they did a crazy job with this update for sure.
Yeah.
well, one thing I want to think about is also that it's being fed into the LLM, right? And so regarding security, how could they
Mm,
making sure that it's secure, that it's now not your personal information being, now
yeah,
all
that might
over.
be a little different.
Um, and that's probably what allows the counselor role. And my wife, she just finished her degree well, she's about to finish her degree in mental health counseling. That's what allows a counselor role, I think, to be still a a position or a role that may be a little bit more safer than we think because of
I can
that
see that.
confidentiality part of it, and then having that because could you put AI in jail? Like you could put somebody that is supposed to keep the person's information secure. I just sort of thought that I was thinking about it out loud, like as you're talking. I thought it was really good, and it makes me want to ask a question to everybody here. I'm going to go to the chat in a few, but before we go, OTTO, I want to let you get a chance to say off one more thing if you wanted to share one more thing about the topic.
Yeah. Well, with in regards to that, I think it would be more or less of going to the route of like using API key. So not just using straight chat GPT, like
Hmm.
grabbing the API key and building your own thing off of it. You know what I mean? So I no, I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say I was watching a podcast at one point in time and somebody was talking about that where yeah, if you use Chat GPT, then it's all saying it's all over. But if you grab the API key, it's a little bit more secure because you're building
Mm-hmm.
the platform off the API key, so it's not like out for just everything and everybody. If you pull the
Yeah.
API key and build off of your own, then that info and that data is just to you, to your servers. So I think it in that how they would disregard. But then also, like you guys have talked about on previous shows, that's where the cybersecurity stuff's going to come in, where they're going to have the experts come in and make sure that everything is really locked down, secured, stuff like that. But I think that would be the route is just getting the API key, building your own thing off of it, or including into your already established platform to be able to do that. And then you could have those private sessions and things like that. Or like in your wife's case, if whatever company she works for and that does that, they get that API key, have it built into their program. That could be kind of her, her, I guess, assistant. So when she has a client that she's talking to and working through, she can plug that stuff into Chat GPT and help her get the answers sooner or quicker, or kind of give her a different way to say stuff if the client is not understanding what she's trying to tell them. If she needs a different way to say it, she can just plug it into Chat GPT, get a quicker answer back faster, and then give them a couple more options of saying the same thing, just different ways until somebody gets it. So I think that would be a cool tool to use and be able to quickly help diagnose some stuff and give somebody some answers. So that would be my take on it, is just getting the API key and going about it that way.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's just that industry is so regulated. I mean,
Right.
you can't even record conversations in it, more or less. There's just so many different layers to it from what I learned from just watching her that I'm like, they
Mhm.
probably could be they could probably be a little bit slower to adapt it, but definitely something to have a conversation about, man. Definitely have a conversation. I'm gonna have a conversation about. Technical Drop said, OTO not driving this morning. He's like, yeah, listen, I didn't take a break.
Yeah, I got some stuff to take care of at the house. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
actually working from home today.
Nice. That's a blessing, man. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, man, so much for stopping by. I'm gonna go to the chat, but thank you so much, OTTO. We appreciate
So
you, man.
appreciate you.
Of course. Salute to my brothers always.
Yes,
Likewise.
indeed.
Likewise. Now, that's a great point. That's a great point to bring up there in regards to just the way it's going. Eventually, a lot of industries, especially the government, in some way, shape, or form, when it becomes massively adopted, they're gonna definitely look at it. And I'm gonna go to the chat, but before I go to the chat, I wanted to pose this question that, you know, it's just something to think about, nothing to scare nobody with. But if you really think about it, is your job safe from AI? Based off of the conversation we had about the travel agent. And now go into the comment section as you guys type the responses. I'm going to talk about what people have been saying since we've been talking. He said that Farris says the issue is how secure is the data from AI. We talked about that. Yeah. Most will feed the info back to the servers to work the algorithm. OpenAI fire their entire ethics department. Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
Yeah, I saw that too. I didn't know people still use travel agents. So, hey, some people
Yeah,
do.
bro. There are a whole lot of people who don't want to do anything, right? Like they just want to show up. Like, hey, this is what I want. This is how I want to do the fun, and they just show up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who, hey, they gotta, do the whole thing and have their hands in it. But you'd be surprised at the amount of people. Listen, remember, you can make a lot of money if you can save people time.
Hmm. That's true. That's true. So last year, Microsoft, I'm not mistaken, did that too. I guess in regards to letting go of the ethics people. Wow. Better get it before the price of the brick goes up, you know. And he also Technical Drop says, imagine how AI can be used in sports and analysts in the game. That is very
Oh
true.
yeah.
Any update on the companies trying to sue OpenAI and other AI companies for using their info? I think NYT, New York Times, was trying to sue as well. Whatever someone says is not meant to scare you, you get terrified. You get terrified. Oh man.
That's the psychological effect right there.
Yeah. Fannie Willis and Nathan Wade ops. Oh
Eddie
man.
Willis.
Fannie Willis. But is your job safe from AI? I mean, hey, we all work in different industries, different areas. And so if you feel like, hey, I'm good, put in the chat. If you feel like, hey, I don't know, put in the chat. We want to hear from you. And one thing is that when it comes to AI, not just people like ourselves are concerned, but businesses are concerned. You would think that they would not be concerned, but they're concerned because of what is happening with the new Google search and what it's actually doing. So I'm going to talk about that. But like always, if you have any thoughts that you want to add, go ahead and call into the show. I'd love to drop in the link just to kind of bring that back for y'all. But go ahead and drop into the call into the show, especially if there's a topic or even a thought that you may have that you want to share. The link is below, so definitely go drop into that. Sorry, LinkedIn, but this is for YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you can see the call and link there as well. But in regards to the businesses I'm referring to, Google AI's infused search is causing anxiety among businesses reliant on web search results, with new publishers warning of catastrophic events, according to them, quote unquote. Now, Google's AI's overviews is launching this week in the US, right? Which will synthesize answers to queries and potentially reduce the need for users to click through the websites. So, right, basically, it's going to basically refine it for them. I want to go here. I want to get this information. Cool. Pulls it all together. Boom. There you go. And so, generative AI tools could reduce search engine volume by 25% by 2026. That's a lot, a quarter of the way, according to Gartner survey. And Google head of search claims links in AI overviews get more clicks than traditional listings. So The primary concern, just to kind of bring it up, Frank, is that by directly answering queries at the top of search pages using AI, Google may diminish the need of users to click through websites, resulting in decline in traffic and revenue for publishers. So that's interesting. The model is going to have to shift there when it comes to the way Google and websites are actually consumed. But it was going to happen anyway. It was going to happen anyway. So it's just that the model needs to change. The AI overviews feature will appear at the top search results. If you haven't seen it already, it's there. And then Google's AI advancement include Project Astra for a universal AI agent and Gemini, a multimodal foundation model. Google's AI overviews can change how people search, and business must adapt to stay relevant. There are concerns about accuracy and potential misinformation from AI-generated content as well. But I want to know your thoughts on this topic. Like, what do you think in regards to the new Google search infused with AI? What are your thoughts on that?
Man, dude, you know what's crazy? I didn't even realize it until you were just going through that. I had remember we showed y'all this a few weeks ago before it was out. I had been using it for months. I thought it was on a whole lot of people's stuff for months. But it didn't dawn on me till right now when you were just talking that it was gonna slow down the amount of clicks that you actually did on page. Like,
yeah,
dude, I'm a witness. I didn't realize it. I do not really have to click inside of articles anymore, dude. Like, I was using what they pulled up. It normally works, or the articles that it compiles together are normally like exactly what I need, and so I didn't have to click through pages like that. I did see, like, I think it was last week. You know how they it was at the top, or it's at the top. I did see last week, maybe they're testing A/B testing or something. Like, there were a few articles at the top, and then the generative one was like 2 or 3 down. So I don't know if maybe they're testing that to see, if that works, or how can they push up the ads, or maybe like they'll have the ad, like people who pay for ads, they'll go above the generative. But yeah, I will say personally, I know my clicks have gone all the way down. Like, I haven't clicked on articles a lot, for real.
Yeah. And I use tools like Perplexity to get articles and stuff like that that are relevant. And so there's a battle between going to Google and doing the regular search and just going to Perplexity. So for me, it's just the writing was on the wall. People are going to start going to AI search engines, or different sort of ways to search through AI, because it just narrows it down. It gives you close to exact what you want, and even and some. So why go back to the traditional way that's not providing you? It's not as intuitive, and so the times are going to have to change, and so is the business model as well. But we always rise above it. On Friday, Google's AI was trying to chat for me. Oh man, that is hilarious.
That is funny. You don't know what I'm thinking.
I know, right? I think the clinical side of medical is safer than the non-clinical side for the time being. Yeah, I think so. Oh, you're talking about the previous idea, for sure. My main concern with AI is that it's a shortcut, and many people will miss out on some essential skills, especially in tech. That is so true.
It's possible.
Think about the high school students right now. Like, how many papers will be written or have been written already because of AI, and they're just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna try to learn this subject or whatever. So I'm just thinking about it myself right now, but it's true that
it's a skill. It's a skill.
Yeah.
Whether you want to say it or not, it is a skill. Like, to be able to search and understand how to write it, that's a certain skill. I kind of agree. I kind of agree with Ralph on this one, but then again, I'm also on the other side as well. Like, you sounding a little old fashioned there. Sounding a little old fashioned there, because there are essential skills that they're gonna get. Now, I will say there are spaces, just like normal, right? Like, if you're a doctor, you're probably going to be in school a whole lot longer than somebody else, and there are some things you have to know. But the average person, they don't have to know as much as someone else that's going into a field like that, lawyer, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, I mean, to me, when I see that, it sounds like somebody who would argue, hey, why are you using a washing machine when that washboard is going to get that stain out a lot easier, a lot better? You're just going to use the washing machine, period. Like,
Yeah.
it's just yeah, it's a lot easier. And yeah, there are some people who are like, that washing machine is the devil. Like, uh, you're not getting those stains out good. Same with the, what do you call it? The dishwasher.
Yeah.
It's not getting it out good. You need to wash it by hand. But it's like, hey, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So you just gotta figure out how to. Now there are certain spaces, like I said, hey, you can't use it. Like, you're gonna have to learn that thing. You're gonna have to do it. But I think that's just, it applies. It applies in real life everywhere.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I like the way I look at it is, do you know what you're supposed to do? If you know what you're supposed to do, then you can use the AI as a tool to help you do
Yeah,
the work. But you can't not know what to do and then have the AI do the work for you. Because
it's gonna be a shortcut to.
I think so. Tech Coach Ralph was trying to say, like, that's basically what the problem is. Like, my engineers use AI to solve problems, not to do the work for them. And the problem we're
Yeah.
seeing is that people might start using it to do the work for them, not even knowing what the right work is supposed to be, and be like,
Well, that won't
AI
be
said this
good.
is right.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Like, you definitely can't do that. That won't work. And I think ultimately too, you'll get. I mean, around your peers, you'll get caught up fast because they know, like, oh no, this is not it. Did you try and use AI for this?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, like, when you're a kid, sometimes you get called out as a kid, and it either does one or two things. Either you rise up and you're like, okay, I'm going to make sure I brush my teeth so that they don't talk about me, or you fall out. And so, it just is what it is. I don't think, I hope, hopefully you won't see that happening, but obviously somebody's going to try it. But you know
Yeah, no, there's a little bit of conversation brewing up in here. I'm going to go to this question first before we go to that conversation. Ferris says, what sad to me is that we got AI and people still asking simple questions and never did any research. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and to do the research means to find the articles, to get more context about what it is that you're talking. Absolutely, absolutely. So the conversation we were having in the chat here was with Mitch, myself, and OTTO, because OTTO mentioned earlier that in regards to clinical jobs versus non-clinical jobs, which one will be the first to go, and OTTO was saying how in regards to non-clinical jobs, which I think he mentioned like receptionists, certain roles that are in the people that are basically not billing, but other aspects of it where it's a little bit more straightforward may be cut. And Mitch brought up a good point in regards to warehouses. Warehouses are used for all sorts of different services. Would they be cut as well? I don't think as much, at least not right away. uh, they have machines that are doing a lot of stuff as well right now in the fast food industry, and that's spreading to other areas, forklifts and things of that nature. So the time will tell. Time will tell for sure in regards to how it's going to be affected. But something that OTTO said here, I want to hold on in, because I literally went to a LabCorp and I did my whole check-in process uh, via the kiosk that they had there. And then my wife, I did hers as well. They called her on her phone, let her know when she could come in, and so it was a very seamless and smooth operation. It was basically like one person in the front working the kiosk and everybody there, just to make sure they're like, "Hey, did you sign in?" That was their whole job. Like, what time's your appointment? Did you sign in? Okay, here, sign in, and that was it. And then they had like 2 or 3 people in the back, right? But that reduction of the need of human capital up front is what we're seeing in regards to AI. It's like, okay, now it's like minimizing things. It's almost like perfect example, Walmart. Before they had the self-checkout, there's like this one little self-checkout line and then a bunch of different places where you could actually meet with a person to check out. Now there's like one little space for people to check out if they have like a large order or whatever, and everything else is self-checkout, So it's interesting. It's interesting because the times are definitely changing. Tech Coach Ralph says, take a look out for my thumbnails moving forward, AI all the way. So he's going to use that for graphic design. The medical and financial field is so regulated it will take some time for AI to have a huge impact. As Papa government will slow it down. Wait for 2034. Yeah. Wait for 2034. Saw an AI waitress. People are cooked. Dang, I'm gonna look that up. If you I'm gonna look that up. Home of the Good Burger, can I take your order? I want to see that in living color for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy right there.
It worked pretty well as at this Korean restaurant I was at. Oh, cool. Oh, you know what? I think I know what you're talking about. It's actually a robot. It comes up to you and it gives you your food. I think I saw that before. But yeah, no, I saw that. I was a little bugged out too. I was like, ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, so it's also crazy. These stories that we have for you in the Brown Box Special. There's some crazy stories. Trey, I'm gonna have you read this one today because
yeah, I'm gonna read it. I forgot to get one. But anyways, remember, y'all, if y'all have any Brown Box Special stories, definitely shoot them to us. We want to hear them. We want to see them. Just to know, it's good to be informed. Okay, and this one right here is no short of information. Let's get it. Brown Box Special. So one of the I don't even know, sysadmins. There we go. One of the sysadmins was running a pornographic website on company equipment. He was able to charge less for his corn than other corn sites because he was using company bandwidth for free. After network security found it, HR brought him into a meeting room and let him know that they were firing him. He didn't even wait for the rest of the meeting. He just marched straight out the building. But then he realized he left his jacket at the desk. So he got one of his coworkers to let him back in to get his jacket. Then he marched straight out of the building again. I just happened to look at the comments.
I look good too. That's all laughing.
No, it is not. Oh man, that is hilarious. I don't know, man. Some people are just trying to get it, like, I don't know. You got to use your stuff for good. Use your mind for good. It's crazy the stuff that we think of that we can come up with to get something done. You just got to do it. Use it for good. Use it for good. I promise it will. It might take longer, but it will be worth it. This is crazy.
Man. Yeah, this is crazy.
Hey, they should have, bro. They definitely should have, for sure.
Yeah, Coach Ralph says they ain't fired the coworker that let him back in. Like, come on. I would at least.
When I used,
go ahead.
When I used to go in the building, man, look, you go behind me. It depends. I ain't gonna caps. I have let some people in before, but I knew they weren't fired. I know you like how you know, but nah, for real, I have did it. But most of the time, hey man, you gonna I don't know what to tell you. I'm using my badge. I'm coming in. You gonna have to. I don't know. You definitely not using mine.
It's like, where's your jacket? I'll be like, when I clock out of work, I'll bring it to you. But yeah, can't let you back in, brother. I don't know what you're gonna do. If you're willing to do that on a system server where everybody can see it, like what are you trying to do now that you're fired? Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Paris said how long he was running the corn on them servers.
Yeah, I know, right? That's funny. I don't know how long it lasted.
It's hilarious. Y'all silly. The sysadmin was a professional Discord mod on company time. Wild story though.
Yeah, that's wild.
Oh man, that is crazy. That's crazy. But man, if y'all have stories like that, let us know. Go ahead and reach out to us, LinkedIn, and send us your stories. Hey, sometimes if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry.
Yeah.
And so this is a way that we can sometimes laugh at our pain. But y'all, thank you so much for rocking with us, man. It was a great show. And if you like it, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, let us know. And we look forward to again seeing your support. And thank you so much for all that you've done. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, OTTO. I'll reach out to you after the show so we can talk more. But yeah, so yeah, let me know your thoughts and continue to rock with us on Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a great week. We out.
Peace and elbow grease. Later.